What is up? What is up, my sexy, sexy people? How is everybody going? How are you going? How are you going? You're here with Kylie, Australia's emotional eating coach, and I'm here to empower you to take control of your relationship with food, create that body and a life that is more delicious than chocolate. You know the drill, because you get to do it all on your terms, not by some diet book, not by what Google is telling you is the latest fad, but on your terms. So if you're joining me here live, throw me that emoji in the comments box and let me know that you're here. And to all my replay watchers, sending you so much chocolate-coated love. You know how I do. I wanted to drop in quickly and spend some time with you today because I'm off to catch up with a really cool, very cool friend. A couple of friends actually later today. We're talking about some really cool new business opportunities and very exciting stuff that I've got coming up for you all. Natalie's here. It's so awesome to have you. Aaron's in the house. It's so great to have you here, baby. Resha, thank you so much to everybody who's dropping on live, because today, here's what I was thinking about this morning. You know, you hear me say this all the time. What we talk about every day is the things that are going on. Whatever is going on is what we're going to talk about. And I want to thank you so much, firstly. I want to send you all a big shout out to everybody who sends me messages and messages of thanks and encouragement and love notes, basically. Love notes. Who doesn't want to receive a love note? I want to thank you to everybody. And please, if you haven't sent me a love note, you can send me any kind of note, really. That's fine with me. But you can send me a private message and tell me, look, I need you to talk about this. I want to hear about this. I'm struggling with this. And then we'll talk about it, because I'm not going to reveal your name or anything. Promise. It's all very discreet. We don't say anything, right? This is how we roll here. You know, it's all about getting some sexy motivation, I was going to say. You hear me talking about sexy motivation all the time. If you want to know more about sexy motivation, because I was going to give a special shout out to my sexy motivational babes, to everybody who's in Sexy Motivation Tribe. Chocolate-coated strawberry kisses to you. If you want to know more about Sexy Motivation Tribe, you can click the link above. But I wanted to talk to you today. I wanted to talk to you about, Stephanie's here, Diana's here, Rachel's here. Thank you so much to everybody who's dropping on live, because FOMO, people, FOMO. And this is our biggest struggle, whether I'm dealing with private clients, you know, talking to private clients or just talking to friends. It always comes back to FOMO. And people, and just in case you're not clear, just in case you don't know what FOMO stands for, because you think, what is she talking about? If you've never, I've never Googled FOMO because I just know what it means, but I'm sure Google would know. FOMO means, it stands for fear of missing out. Fear of missing out. So I was thinking about this morning, and here's what I wanted to sort of share with you, is that the minute you think, right, and so let's roll out what FOMO is about. What's it about, right? FOMO is when, for instance, prime example, because we've just come through the Christmas holiday period, right? Prime example of FOMO. Christmas, you're standing there, you're really full, right? You're full now because you've eaten a whole ton of stuff that you were already regretful of. You're thinking, I'm going to be gaining 45 kilos by tomorrow with all this stuff, right? And then you're looking at the dessert, the desserts that are on offer, and somebody goes, do you want some pudding? Do you want some, the custard that goes with it? Do you want some cake? I made the custard, the trifle and the thing. And you're like, or here in Australia, right? It's a PAV. We have the good old PAVs come out at Christmas time. Aaron will know about that. I don't know if he makes PAVs, but I know he's a fellow Aussie because we're BFFs, me and Aaron. Pavlova is a very a traditional Aussie thing that often gets brought out at Christmas time. And so here you are thinking, I'm full to the brim. I don't want any more food, right? I certainly don't want any more food, but FOMO kicks in. Well, if you don't eat it now, you're going to miss out, right? If you don't eat that now, you'll never get it again. This is the classic, right? The classic. You'll never get it again because you're going to start your fancy diet straight after Christmas or straight after New Year's. And you're like, this is the last opportunity. This is what your mind says. This is my final opportunity in my entire life to eat the pavlova, the custard, the cake, whatever it is, right? The Christmas pudding or whatever it is. And so you do. But here is the drill, right? Here's what I wanted to sort of share with you. Because first of all, you don't feel good. You don't. And you eat extreme amounts because you think it's the last time you're ever going to eat that food. Seriously, can we just be real? Are you going to spend another 50 years on the planet and never eat another slice of pavlova? Never have another slice of Christmas pudding when the next Christmas rolls around? You're never, ever, ever, ever going to eat chocolate again? Come on, people. Come on. You know it doesn't roll out that way. It never rolls out that way. And I spent 30 years making myself those fancy promises. I'm never going to eat this again. I'm not even exaggerating, when I say this. And it's sad, right? That it's not an exaggeration. It's a spooky thing. Every single Monday for me was a fresh diet. Every Monday, as far back as I can remember, was fresh diet day. Like, it was a new diet. Every Monday was a new diet. So I would do hardcore diet because I was like 20 kilos heavier than I am now. Just in case I'd never told you that before. 20 kilos, at least 20 kilos. I think, and like I've said, I think it was definitely more than 20, but I just sort of stay with the number 20 because I stopped weighing myself after I knew that at my heaviest, I remember weighing about 75-ish kilos. You know, it might have been 75, 77, something like that. And if you convert it, like, it's probably about 140 pounds, 150 pounds, like something like that. Is that right? So I don't know who's got, who wants to Google or convert it for me. I don't know. But Alice is here. Stephanie's here. Thank you so much. So to everybody who's here live, thank you for joining me. So this was how it was for me. Like, there was a good 20 to 25 kilos of extra weight that I was carrying around for most of my life, the majority of my life. You know, I wasn't born that way. You know, I wasn't like Lady Gaga. Thank God I wasn't born that way. I wasn't born that way, right? But that's how it was. That is how it was. And it was, I really struggled. So at my absolute heaviest, it was sort of 20, 25 kilos heavier than I am right now. And at that point, I had stopped weighing. Like, once it got to, I remember seeing 75-ish kilos on the scale, and I was so traumatized, right, by the numbers on the scale. Like, if you didn't hear me talking about this, because, you know, this is what we do with the bathroom scale, right? We see the numbers on the scale. This is why I'm not a huge fan of measuring your progress with your weight loss by the number on the scale, purely because it just fluctuates at any given, and you know this, right? We know as ex-fat dieters, you know, people who we deal with the emotional eating gig, you know, because we've all done it. You don't weigh yourself once a day. When you're at the height of your frenzy, right, you don't weigh yourself once a day and go, oh, today I weigh 60 kilos. Today I weigh 85 kilos. Okay, fine, I'll get on with my mission of, you know, permanent weight loss. All right, no, you don't. You weigh yourself 18 times a day. Okay, if I expel all the oxygen from my lungs, right, and then get on the scale, and like, if I try not to scare it, and I get on there really gently, just one tippy toe at a time, and then I kind of raise my leg and maybe lean a little bit on the bathroom towel bar. Can I get the number to like go down a little lower? And you stand there, trepidation, right? Waiting to see what, because the old-fashioned scales, you remember, right? The old-fashioned scales. Give me the love hearts if you know what I'm talking about. And thank you to everybody who is. Harmony, how you going? Oh, Dale's in the house. So this is how it is, right? We get on those bathroom scales like it's a sleeping tiger. And if you wake it up, you might be able to get away with getting a really good number come up for you. So you're like real careful, right? You approach that thing like a sleeping tiger. Don't wake it up. Don't scare it. Don't scare the bathroom scales. You jump on there one toe at a time, right? If I just lean a little bit on the bathroom towel rack, that will add a little bit of weight. Surely that will make a difference. Expel all the oxygen from your lungs. Definitely make sure you haven't drank any water or anything before you get on there. You're like, breathe out and hold your breath. And the number goes clunk, 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 clunk. And that lands there in the middle, and you're like, that's how it was for me. That's how it was for me. And so the day that I saw like about the 75 kilo mark, I'm like, oh, this is not going to end well. This is not going to be good. And I remember, I think there was many tears ensued. Like, it was, you know, a whole tear fest. I'm quite certain there was a day or two filled with much chocolate and cake consumption before I just decided I wasn't going to weigh myself anymore because it was too traumatic. Come on, people. It's too traumatic. So I stopped all of that. And then at that point, I really just decided that everything I had done was not working for me. It just wasn't. Clearly, it wasn't. And I can't even begin to tell you the things that I had tried. We would be here all day if I was going to list out every single, because, you know, apart from every diet that I had ever tried, which is everyone on the planet, all of them. And then when none of them were successful for me, I would make up my own. Right? So I know that I did and this one did work for a little while. I remember doing the 6 apples a day diet. That's all I ate. I allocated 6 apples a day. I would, you know, space them periodically throughout the day. 6 apples, that was fine. But that really cheesed me off because it worked for about 3 days and then it stopped working and I couldn't understand. I'm only eating 6 apples. Why would that not work? So that stopped working. So I ditched that, of course. But can we just be real? For every diet that you attempt, right? So if I spent 3 days eating apples, I spent a minimum of 6 days just stuffing my face with cake and cookies and chocolate and ice cream and chips and cheese afterwards, right? And can I just say, like, does anybody else find it ironic that all the really yummy foods, or can we just say the ones that make you fat, start with the letter C? Isn't that weird? Cookies, cake, and what else did I just say? Like cookies, cake, I'll go cream, and we'll include ice cream in that, and crackers, like what else? What else was there? Like anything, custard, all that stuff that is really good. This is my Aussie girls will get that's really good. They're really good. The stuff that's really good, right? The chocolate, the whole thing, right? So this is how it was. We torture ourselves with bathroom scales. We torture ourselves with the amount of food we think we should eat. We torture ourselves with when, why, and how much we think we should eat. And we do all of this in a constant state of FOMO, trying to avoid FOMO. So this is how it would roll out for me. You know, I would make this firm decision. It was a brand new Monday. I'd be like, okay, fine, it's fresh, it's Monday. And I'm not even going to start the conversation about dates on the calendar. I'm not even going to start it today because we've had it too many times. It's not going to happen today, but I will just mention. I will. You know, there's nothing magical about a certain date on the calendar. See how my face just changed to serious? Like, because you know, funny, vivacious Kylie just left, and I'm like, let me tell you something. Listen, can we be real? There is nothing magical about a date on the calendar. You heard me say it before. Dumbledore doesn't come into your house. Harry Potter's not going to appear, ding you with a magic wand, give you some powers because it's Monday, right? Nothing special happens on Monday that couldn't or doesn't or isn't able to happen on Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, nothing, right? No, nothing. I'm just letting you know, just putting it out there. You can get your act together any day of the week that you choose because it's always a decision. And this is what I wanted to really share with you today. And I want to thank you so much. Lara's here. Thank you so much, babe. Carbs, cheese, chocolate, it's all happening. Yeah, Iresha says, hi, beautiful. Hey, thank you very much. So yeah, if you've got any more of those C words, I know we've got, okay, carbs. That's like the whole category there, right? Lara's like, I've got the whole category covered there. She's like, don't waste your time with all the little subcategories. I'm going to tell you carbs, carbs. So yeah, boom. So you can do caster sugar, but truly, yeah, cookies, cake, usually I can think of so many. Cookies, cake, cream, custard, you know, all the C words. So, you know, but truly, yeah, your carbs. It's too funny, right? So here we go. And this is the thing. When you are living in that constant state of FOMO, right? I'm not good enough. I'll never be good enough. And like I said, I used to come into the office on a Monday morning on my fancy new diet. I would rock, right? Got my big plans. You know, I didn't make a public announcement, but I used to think that probably I should have, because for sure, like, it would take nearly no amount of time before somebody so disrespectfully, like so inconsiderate, would bring some food into the office that was not allowed on my diet. And I would just be like, oh my God, can you even, like, I used to think, you know, do I need to put out an office memo? Don't you people know I am on my fancy diet? Can't you see I'm struggling with something here and I need to stick to this? And how could you be so inconsiderate to bring in cake, cookies, pizza, chocolate, ice cream, whatever, right? But they did because, you know, sadly, my weight loss struggles was not the center of their world. It wasn't. They didn't care, right? So in they would bring all this stuff, and it was on the whole day. I'd be staring, right, at whatever it was. Let's just say it was a birthday cake. Somebody's bringing their leftover birthday cake. Don't you love it when people do that? I brought in my leftover birthday cake. I'm like, well, you could have left it at home. Let me tell you where you could have left your leftover birthday cake. You could have left it at home. So they bring in their birthday cake. And I'll be sitting there looking at this chocolate thing, and doesn't it taunt you? Can we just, like, be real? Chocolate cake, I swear to you, cake, chocolate, all those things, they have little voices. Oh, they got voices. They got whole personalities going on, right? They're not just like inanimate objects. They've got a personality. They've got this sneaky side. Oh, they're like very deceptive, and they want to weasel their way into your life. And that thing would just sit there at the edge of my desk, taunting me. He'd just be looking at me going, And then, right, when you won't give in, you're really firm, then it puts on its seductive voice, right? Seductive. Like, you know, the lights dim down in the office and the sexy music comes on and the chocolate cake is like, hey, baby, you know you want me. And I'm looking at that cake going, back away. And it's like, oh, girl, you know it's only a matter of time. Imagine, right? Imagine me saying this in like a really deep, sexy voice. And the music's going, like the sexy music's going, the lights are dim, the candles are lit, and that chocolate cake's gone, baby. You know it's only a matter of time. Give in to me now. And I'm like, damn it, I do want you. I do. And it would happen every single time. Every single time it would unfold, and I would be there. I would wait, because by that time, right, I had pushed it to the brink. I pushed it. If I had just gone ahead and had a slice with everybody else at the beginning of the day, right, when they were all having their coffee and their tea or whatever, it would have been fine. Would it be a big deal? But by this time, it was lust. It wasn't like, oh, I would fancy some cake. It was like pure, unadulterated lust. And I'm like, give me that cake. Come to me, right? And I would drag that thing over, hack a big whole chunk off, not a slice, a chunk, and I'd be squirreling myself away in a corner. I would swear the tactics I came up with, I would hack a piece off, and I would say, I'm just going to take it to so and so upstairs, and I would step out of sight of everybody, and I would be like, I would hack another piece off when nobody was looking, and I would go and hide behind like the, what do you call it, like giant sort of storage facilities and things. I would go hide in there. I would hide anywhere in any capacity that I could to try and get more cake in my mouth, because it was FOMO. It was FOMO. And what I wondered if anybody can hear me and understand, if you think this is funny, if it's entertaining you, if it's enlightening, if it's helping you, please do go ahead, like, love, and share, because we all go through this. We all go through it, and we all do it. I'm just the fool that will be prepared to stand up here and say, yeah, I did it. And let me tell you about the way it unfolds, because you know it is true. You know it's true. So this is the thing, right? Once you know, if I had known, really, really, truly felt like it was totally cool for me to have some cake if I wanted it, that thing could have dimmed the lights as low as it wanted. It could have put on its whole, like, seductive, like, what is that? What was the name of the, oh, that really sexy, what is his name? I can't even think of his name. There's a really, really sexy older man. I just cannot even think of his name. But he does a lot of those, like, oh, the name is gone. He did the voice in the Simpsons episode about Whacking Day with the snakes. If anybody is a Simpsons fan in the house and you know the episode I'm talking about, tell me. I got the letter L is in my head for this guy's name, but I can't, like, Larry, something. I just can't even think of what his name is. Really sexy stuff. Like, I don't know what his name is. Someone help me out. The Simpsons episode about with all the snakes that came and Whacking Day. Homer was going to go whacked all the snakes to kill them on Whacking Day. If anybody knows the name of the guy, I just cannot remember. But when I do remember, I'll make a whole post about it, a whole post. But this is what I want to share with you. If you really, really feel like that you're totally free and it's okay to have some cake, you don't care about the cake. It's the same at Christmas time, it's the same at Easter time, it's the same at any time with anything that is going on. But when we restrict, when we deprive, when we tell ourselves, simply cannot have this, cannot, what is going to ruin my world? It's going to make me gain 85 kilos by tomorrow. It's going to ruin everything. You're going to want it really, really badly. So if this sounds like you, if you're like, oh yeah, OMG, I totally know what you're talking about. I totally get this. This is something that actually, this is what I was going to say, because this is exactly what we deal with in Sexy Motivation Tribe. It's just so funny. So this is what we do within Sexy Motivation Tribe. If this sounds like you and your struggles and you're like, girl, this is my whole life. Well, you're telling me this is not a once in a blue moon occasion. What you're just describing is my life. This is what we do within Sexy Motivation. I did put the link, I think, just up above. So you can check that out, because it's precisely this. It's going to give you the tools, because I share with you in Sexy Motivation, I have very, very, very specific and structured tools now that I use, processes and steps that I follow every single day to make sure that I keep getting Larry King in my head. It's not who I'm like, it's not who I'm trying to think about. But, oh, Leah, Angela, thank you so much for joining us. So, yeah, when somebody thinks about this name, I'm gonna have to, I will Google it. I will, and I'll put it here in the comments because I'm really like determined. Got to remember his name. But so this is what I'm talking about. So that I have I use specific tools and structures now to make sure that I don't end up in those scenarios again, because that is life. We can't. That's what a diet does to us. A diet makes you feel like, oh, I can't. Somebody says, do you want to come out for dinner? Do you want to go, we're going out for pizza? You're like, can't, right? Because secretly, you don't tell them this, but secretly, because you're on a diet, right? Because you're on a diet. So you don't say, I can't because I'm on a diet. You just go, oh, no, I can't. Because you feel like that's going to mess everything up. And so, or slash, the flip side of that is you go out to dinner and you do feel like it's messed everything up. So you just have this epic like eating binge for, whatever, at least the whole rest of that night, if not the remaining days until you can have a fresh start on the following Monday and attempt to get it perfect again. So this is what I mean when I say all this. If you miss, because I can see some of you here are still just dropping on. We're talking about FOMO, and I've given you the most funniest story that I've never sort of told before about the way it unfolds for all of us. And I gave you my example about the way I used to be at the office at work, and then the chocolate cake would sit there on the end of the desk when somebody would so inconsiderately dare to bring that cake in because they had not read my telepathic memo that people do not bring food into the office. I am on a fancy diet, right? So I was 25 kilos heavier than I am now. It was like the struggle of my life. It was all I ever cared about. It was all I ever focused on. And can I just like share with you in all honesty, if I look back now over sort of that, like the real sort of 30 years where I really, really did struggle with this so deeply, it would be very fair to say that I actually missed an extremely large portion of my life, because if I summed up those 30 years in one sentence, it would, I could sum it up in 2 words: weight loss, because that was all I cared about. It was all I cared about. And so there were many, many, many experiences that I missed out on because I chose not to go because I was scared it would make me fat. Eating situations, right? And I'm talking, right? I'm not talking about like you didn't go to a food fest or something. No, I'm talking about really beautiful, loving, sharing experiences that I could have had with friends, but there was a social aspect of food was involved and I was scared, so I didn't go. There was just so many times I can think where I would remove myself from situations. I would stay isolated and alone. Because I was just obsessed with trying to lose weight. And then the flip side of that coin was the most painful part of all is that, and it actually almost brings tears to my eyes, is that the whole time that I was so obsessed with losing weight, I was still at my heaviest weight. And so whilst the obsession was burning so deeply and I removed myself from people because I just wanted to lose weight, I simultaneously also removed myself from people because I was so ashamed of how I felt, how I looked, my behavior with food, the whole thing. And I stayed quite isolated for a long period of time. And food was my only comfort at that point. I felt like it was all I had. I felt like I had nothing else. And of course that isn't true, because you've got friends and family and work colleagues and there's a whole like life scenario going on, but you kind of feel like an imposter in your own life. You feel like an imposter in your own life. Like I just sort of don't belong here. And if only I could look the right way, whatever that was supposed to be, I would slot right in and I would put on my, Chanel pumps and magically my hair would be gorgeous and my skin would be clear, because can I just say, and I'd slot right in is what I felt. I felt like if I could be good enough and look good enough, I'd finally slot into my own life. That's how I felt. And what I was actually going to say to you was a lot of the other problem was because of the way I was eating. So it was just fluctuating so wildly. It was either all salads and, raw, this, that, and the other, or massive binges on sugar and fat and anything I could shove in. So my skin, like you can't see really, I don't know, not really, but it's not, my skin is not in the best condition, right? There's a lot of scarring and all kinds of things. I had really, really bad acne right even into my 20s and even into my 30s, and possibly even still sometimes when I was in my 40s. Yes, I'm actually in my 40s. Horror, shock, horror, I am. I know, right? Everybody like fall over. What? I revealed my age. Semi, I did. I'm in my 40s. But I had really, really bad acne. So I was very self-conscious, did not want to parade myself around in public because I just hated the way I looked from top to toe, right? So, and I'm talking not just a small zit here and there. I'm talking like the ones that take over your face, right? Enormous ones. That was really, really bad. And no medications. Like, you know, I would try a few different things. They didn't work. And then eventually I would try sort of taking specific ones that would get rid of the acne, but then they made you gain weight. Like, what a vicious circle, right? A vicious cycle, just around and around it went. So this was like years of misery, right? Years of misery. But I felt like if only I could get all of this fixed, right? Fixed, then I felt like I was the wrong shape for my own life, right? Square peg, round hole syndrome. And if I could only, you know, get myself into the right look and the right shape and speak right and say the right things and never make a fool of myself and don't be an idiot ever. Never say the wrong thing. Never crack a bad joke, right? Don't wear anything that is hideous or, you know, always look right, always sound right, always present right. And for God's sake, you know, don't just say stupid stuff. Don't make a fool of yourself, right? If I could only stop all of that, then I would be good enough to take ownership of my own freaking life. And can we just be real? It's your life. Who the frick else is going to take ownership of it if you don't? Who? You think somebody else can step into the role? It was made for you. You were born for it. With you hiding away in the shadows, backstage, who is out on the stage of your life if it's not you? The world is missing a massive part of you, and it needs you to show up, right? You hiding in the back wings there is not helping anybody. Well, I'm a firm believer that we all have a gift. Nobody's just put it here on the planet to fill up space. Please, we all have a gift and a message to share. Now, am I saying everybody should be out in front of a camera and, you know, like, no. We're not all born for that, but we are born with a message and a gift and a talent and, you know, maybe multiple talents, but gifts and messages to share, whether that be through, I mean, I also have some because I never developed them, artistic skill, right? So I love. If we've got any artists in the house, let me know, because I'm such a huge fan of any painting, drawing, any artistic work. Love artists, writing, the whole thing, music, right? So many of us have talents and gifts in these areas. We either have them and have developed them, or have them and have never even stopped to develop them, right? Which is the saddest part. And I believe that all of these things are here it's not just for you and your entertainment. They're here to help and lift and grow the world and the beauty of the world that we live in, right? Even if that means, you know, you do volunteer work at an old folks home. Oh my God, what a beautiful gift to share your love in that way, right? There is many things that we can do. And whether you touch people's lives and enhance their lives, just like through a daily Facebook post, you know, I mean, we have avenues available to us now that were not available previously, right? These are things that we can do. And there's so many ways that you can share and bless people with your message. It doesn't have to be bigger than Ben-Hur if you're already very, very busy. You might do something as simple as journaling each day, improving your own self-worth and making yourself then feel so incredible and so worthy, and understanding that feeling any way other apart from that was only an illusion anyway. Bringing the best version of you to the world is the gift that you can share. If you're sitting there going, I don't have any talents, well, first of all, I believe we all do. But secondly, being the very best version of you is more inspirational than anybody who sings the best, you know, pop tunes that there are, or an artist or anything. You being your most incredible, amazing version of you is the gift, the best and only gift you really need to share with the world. So I'm really loving. Thank you so much. Oh, Lara, you've missed the most hilarious live stream today, and it was really, really incredible. So if you're just joining us now, please do go back in 2 seconds. I will finish this up. We'll wrap it up. Go back and watch today's live stream because it's epic. It's really beautiful. There's so much in here that's very entertaining and some really good messages. If this has helped you today in any capacity, please do go ahead. You hear me say it. Like, love, and share, because as you step into your power and own your goodness, your beauty, your talents, your awesomeness, you give somebody else permission to do the same. So if you've got any questions or anything that you want to know, please do. Oh, Susan, how are you going? Lisa, thank you so much. Hey, from Laguna Beach. Do I wish I was there? No, I'm not jealous at all. That's fine. No problem. Lara, thank you so much. Lana, oh, girls, it's so awesome to have you here. Linda, thank you. Angela, thank you. Thank you. Leah, it's wonderful to have everybody here. Thank you so much to everybody who's joined me here today live, to everybody watching the replay. Chocolate coated love to all my Sexy Motivation Tribe members, sending you a special shout out and hello. If you want to know more about Sexy Motivation Tribe and how you can get more of this into your daily life, check out the link above, Sexy Motivation Tribe, KyliePax.com/sexy motivation. And if you've got any other, I know, I see that now. Lisa's going, come visit. I'm going to put it on the list, not on a bucket list, just on the list to do, right? Do it. Kylie, make a trip to Laguna Beach. It's going to be happening. So thank you so, so much again. Please do remember, man, the only person who can change your life is you. When you step up and step into your own beauty, your own awesomeness, develop the talents and the gifts that you have and stop stressing about FOMO because it ain't even real. Girl, that is when you've got what it takes. Sending you so much love. I'll catch you all tomorrow, sexy people. Until then, bye for now.